Welcome to the Cataclysm Classic Retribution Paladin Guide. First, we're gonna go through talents, then rotation, then stat prio, and then the Pre-Bis. I'm gonna put timestamps into this video, so if you're only interested in one thing, go and skip there. But let's get into it. So for the first 2 points, improve judgment, a little bit more range. Then we go 3 points into crusade, basically just more damage. Eye for an eye, a lot of people miss out on eye for an eye, but basically if you take any raid damage, like if you stand in shit, whatever, it does damage, so we take this. Take Rule of Law, more damage. We take Pursuit of Justice for a little more movement speed. Then we take Long Arm of the Law, of course, to have some fucking movement as a paladin. It's not easy, you know. We take Divine Storm, 3 into Art of War, so we get Exorcism procs, Communion, Sanctity of Battle, because we need that haste from Bloodlust and everything, so we can... Basically, this makes... if you get haste, it affects your Crusader Strike and Divine Storm, so that's good. We go Sacred Shield, Self-Command, Sanctified Wrath, Divine Purpose, Inquisitive of Faith, 3 points, and then Zealotry finally. We put 1 more point into Acts of Sacrifice because there's not a better place to put it into. Like, you can also put it to Guardian's Favor if you feel like you're gonna bop and freedom a lot, but this also removes the cooldown of freedom and salvation, so I would prefer going for this. Okay, and then we put 2 points into Protection, Seals of the Pure. We put 3 points into Judgments of Pure. We put 2 points into Arbiter of the Light. And then we put 2 points into Blazing Light for more exorcism damage. That's the talents, basically. It's very simple, very straightforward. This is it's super simple. Okay, let's go through the glyphs. We're going with Glyph of Exorcism, 20% overtime damage. We go Glyph of, where is it? Glyph of Templar, oh there it is. 15% more Templar damage, very simple. And then Glyph of Seal of Truth, 10 expertise while it's active. Very straightforward. We go major glyphs, we go Glyph of the Ascetic Crusader, minus 30% mana cost. Glyph of Divine Protection, so we get some more magic damage reduction. And a Glyph of Hammer of Wrath for mana, no mana cost on Hammer of Wrath. Very simple. And then we go Glyph of Truth, 50%. Like, these are just fucking who cares, you know, dude. But this is basically like the most useful one. It just halves the mana cost of these abilities, but who cares about that? Anyways, alright, let's move on to the rotation. Our rotation is basically to use Crusader Strike on cooldown, and then if you have 3 Holy Power, you use Templar. Our filler prio is, if you have the Templar proc, then use that. Otherwise, Hammer of Wrath. The third is Exorcism if it procs. And then we have Judgment, and then Holy Wrath, and then Consecration. So let me show you how this works exactly. So, Crusader Strike, Judgment because we don't have procs. Crusader Strike, we have 4 Holy Power. And then we just press the button that is not on cooldown. That's how you play Retribution Paladin, unfortunately. Basically this is what you do. Still very simple, no-brainer of a class, but yeah. And now I want to show you guys the pump rotation. Pump rotation means when you pop your cooldowns. When you pop your cooldowns, you build up 3 Holy Power, then use Zealotry. And there's also one ability that we can't get yet, and that is Inquisition. So, because I'm recording this during the pre-patch, I'm still level 80, and we get Inquisition at 81. So you get 3 Holy Power, you use Zealotry, which actually doesn't consume your Holy Power, And then you pop Inquisition with 3 Holy Power, and then Wings, and if you have any trinkets, pop that, and then just continue with the normal rotation. Let me show you guys. So, we build up to 3 Holy Power. Now I have 3 Holy Power. So we pop Zealotry and would pop Inquisition right after. Inquisition, Wings, and then we just pump. I missed because my gear is dog shit in the pre-patch, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is basically what you do. Very simple class. You just do the thing. But yeah, that's it for rotation. Now our stat prio is that the most important thing that we need is, number 1, it's 8% hit cap. Number 2 is 6.5% expertise cap. And then we can actually go for stats like strength after, and then mastery, then crit, and then haste. The reason why we don't really need a lot of haste is because we can't get Crusader Strike to 3 seconds. And the problem is that way it would be ideal that you press Crusader Strike, use 1 filler, and then you are ready to press Crusader Strike again. But that's not happening because we can't get that much haste. It's literally impossible. And if we would go for that much haste, we would lose out on DPS by not getting the rest of the secondary abilities. So yeah, that's it for stat prio. Now, as I mentioned, I also did a Pre-Bis guide, which is... okay, let's talk about it. So, the gear varies a lot. As I mentioned, the stat prio, you basically get the gear what you need, but this is actually the best items that you can get with the stat prio in mind, but yeah, you can swap these around a lot, you can reforge them. Just get the stat that you want, but this is probably the best you can get. It works with this setup, you know. So for helmet, so keep in mind that I made this with in mind of engineering, because most DPS people go engineering. But if you don't want to go engineering, you can just get, I think, this helmet, yeah. Crit Mastery helmet from Throne of the Tides. But if you are engineer, then we are going with the engineering goggles. Obviously, like always, we use Arcanum of the Dragon Maw as the enchant. You can get it from Revered with the Dragon Maw clan. It's called Arcanum of the Wildhammer if you're playing Alliance. Necklace, we're going with Bux Zakai Choker. That is a word drop, so you either have gold or you do not. You can also get this necklace from Ramka and Exalted, but you can also just go for a Shadowfang Keep necklace. So we have plenty of options. As I mentioned, always you're gonna have multiple options. For shoulders, you can go for Resist Pauldrons for mastery and hit. You can also go for Pauldrons of the High Requiem for expertise and hit. As I said, just get what you need, basically. Shoulder enchant, we are going with the Greater Inscription of Jagged Stone. You can get a better enchant if you have Inscription, but most people don't, so I decided that it's better to show off this way. For cloak, our best option is basically Geordian's Cloak, crit and hit. Very nice. For cloak enchant, you get a greater critical strike, 65 crit rating. For chest piece, we are going with Elementium Deathplate. This is our best option overall, no matter what. This is from Blacksmithing, and you do a plus 20 all stats, peerless stats enchant. For wrist, we once again have a shit ton of options. Crit expertise, hit mastery, but with this setup we are going with hit mastery, and you do major strength enchant for 50 strength. Now here comes the fun part. Our Pre-Bis weapon is of course Zinrog Destroyer of Words. Now if you're lucky and have it, I congratulate you, but myself, I do not. I have like 700 solves, no Zinrog, but I'm gonna keep trying eventually. So yeah, obviously go with Zinrog if you have it, or if you're dedicated enough to go and get it. Other than that, I think our second option is Blade of the Fearless, which comes from Hellscream's Reach Revered. This is the second best weapon that we can get, basically, because of the 3.8 speed. Like, this sight is scuffed as hell. It says this is better, but it's not. We need a 3.8 speed because we need a slow-ass weapon. Okay, let's move on. For gloves, we use Reaping Gauntlet. Once again, multiple options, depends on what stat you basically need at the moment, but it's crit mastery, probably the best we can get. We are going with Synapse Springs, only for engineers. If you don't have that, you can go for Mighty Strength, but this is an on-use effect on the gloves, very important. Belt. For belt, we are going with Belt of the Ferocious Wolf. You get it from Guardians of Hyjal Exalted, and we put Nitro Boots on it. For pants, once again, multiple options, Justice Points, but our best choice will be the Mastery and Crit Pants from the Vortex Pinnacle, and we put Dragon Scale Leg Armor on it. Boots, we are going with the Greaves of Wu the Elder, Crit and Hit, and we put 50 hit on it. Very easy choice. I looked at the other boots, nothing really holds up to this, but once again, depends on what stats you need. For rings, we are going with Ring of the Darkest Day for mastery and crit rating. You can also get a Circle of Bone from Grim Battle, which I highly recommend. It has haste, so it's not that good, but as I said, once again, multiple options. Just get what you can get. There are so many rings. Our best in slot trinkets. Now, take this one seriously. I spent a lot of time deciding what trinket we should go for. And it's gonna be the Heart of Solace, which is an on-proc effect on hit. Grants you 1710 strength for 20 seconds. That's crazy good. And our second trinket is gonna be with the Hellscream's Reach Exalted. Increases your strength by 1605 for 20 seconds. Now this is good because we need Hellscream's Reach Revered anyways for Blade of the Fearless. If we don't get Zinrog, but I'm gonna get it tonight, I promise. And for Relic, we are going with Notched Jawbone. You can also go with a Conch of Thundering Waves if you want hit crit. This one has mastery in hit, so it's better for us. But yeah, that's for Pre-Bis. As I said, you swap around a lot between these stats. You can also always reforge. But yeah, this is an overall best in slot. I'm gonna put this set's link into the description. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna stream Cataclysm Classic launch, of course, and the days after we are raiding. We are gonna go hard raiding. If you wanna join our guild, your mom's boyfriend is recruiting on Gehenna's EU Horde. And I hope you guys catch me live on stream on twitch.tv/FrostyTTV. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Peace.